Well, well, we've not checked in on our favorite grifter, the Quivering, in a while. Yeah, that's right, the Quivering is what we call him around here, because he ran away from a debate from me once, and I'm talking like early in doing this whole thing me, so I wasn't even good at debating back then. And he ran away, and that's really what he does now, is run away from debates. He is one of the biggest political demagogues out there, and he refuses to one-on-one discuss anything that he pushes, because he did actually used to do that at one point. He actually did a few debates with Destiny, and they were so humiliating for him that he doesn't do debates anymore. Not with anyone. However, nowadays, I'm actually curious how he's doing these days. 124k views in 9 hours, 86k, 232. He's pulling pretty decent viewership, but it's still not as good as it was back during his peak. If I remember right, he was at one point pulling like 500 to 800,000 views a video. So he's definitely fallen a bit for a 1.83 million sub channel. Glad to see. I love when bad things happen to awful, grifty people. How many hate watchers? Probably not many. People on the left don't tend to hate watch like people on the right do. But the Quartering put out a new video recently. The same guy, yes, who is pissed in his basement and has his little cuck fantasies about Gina Carano. If you don't know what I'm referring to, Google the Quartering and then what I said. He put out a new video called Elon Musk Rages and Demonetizes and Bans Conservatives Speaking Out Against H-1B Immigration. X-Staff? That's right, guys. This is technically kind of going off of the previous topic and what we talked about, but the main focus is going to be the Quartering and his little meltdown. And obviously, we're going to talk a bit about the fact that Elon Musk is currently getting attacked by his own right-wing dogs because, as I've said before, immigration objectively, and when I say objectively, I mean it is the overwhelming consensus, and I mean overwhelming, of right and left-wing economists that immigration is nothing but good for the economy. And not just good for it, but it's vital for it. It's like oxygen or water for the economy. Without an influx of new and varied labor ability, the economy suffers. Labor is a valuable, valuable resource, and it's needed for a growing economy like the U.S. is. At least growing for now. Now, we all know that immigration, particularly H-1B immigration, this meaning like work visas, people coming here, sorry about that, to legally immigrate temporarily for work in order to work for American companies here in America, to improve our economy, to spend money in America. Like, MAGA wants that banned. MAGA wants to shut down the visa program. They want all immigration shut down because the idea that they've pushed on the American people is that their financial woes are the fault of immigrants. Here's the problem, though. People like Elon Musk, who are right-wing demagogues that have, you know, been pushing these right-wing ideas, he himself has even pushed the idea that immigration is bad for the economy. However, Elon Musk is also the richest man in the world, and the vast majority of his income comes from his businesses in the world of tech. And many of you guys might not know this, but if it were not for H-1B immigrants from India, the tech industry in America would be in a bad, bad place. There would be a substantial shortage of workers, and the workers that would be available would not be as skilled. Mind you, these immigrant visa holders that are coming over to do work in the world of tech, these are the best of the best. Like, the reason they were able to get that visa is because they're so good at their job that it was worth getting them out to America to work overseas. It's specialized work. It's valuable labor. These are valuable laborers that we literally are taking from other countries and hoarding with this program. The longer we have them, the better. We're not hoarding them, we're giving them up because we make them leave when the visa expires. I mean, if they follow the law, they leave. So, here's the thing, though. When you need to win on the idea of polarizing people against immigration, polarizing people against the Democrats by saying that the Democrats are pro-open borders and immigration is hurting you and it's bad, but you're also a billionaire who runs tech businesses, there's a certain limit to where you'll say that immigration is bad, but you won't act on that idea. And this has been true of a lot of examples. Elon Musk is obviously one, but Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank is a good example. He did a lot of speaking things before the election, talking about how the tariffs would be good and immigration is bad. All the while, he has much of his manufacturing done overseas in China because it's the cheapest for him and the tariffs would hurt him. But you know, he keeps saying like, well, we'll just manufacture somewhere else. You just manufacture somewhere else. He currently manufactures in China because if he were to manufacture anywhere else, it would be more expensive. Not for him, but for the American people, because they would just raise the prices. And that's what they plan to do. It really is interesting to see. Now, Elon Musk has reached this point now where all of the MAGA people now advocating for the dissolution of the H-1B visa program, that idea getting popular, and God forbid being something Trump goes through with, which would be bad, isn't just bad for everyone, it's bad for Elon too. This is a situation where what the working class perceives as their best interest and what is Elon Musk's best interest actually align, or what is the best interest of the working class and what Elon Musk's best interest is actually aligns. That's having immigration and work visas. But the American people do not think that it is in their best interest. And so even though Elon Musk is a broken clock right now on this issue and being pro-immigration here, all of his supporters, all of MAGA, see this as a betrayal. They've been attacking Elon because of it, and it's gone so far as Elon is banning and demonetizing and suspending right-wing accounts that are being anti-immigration. Some of the biggest MAGA accounts out there have gotten nuked. Now, the quartering is mad. The new right-wing grift, it would seem, is going to be attacking Elon Musk and calling him a traitor. So, as you can imagine, the quartering, the biggest grifter on the right besides maybe Candace Owens, is very quick to the draw on getting a video out about this. Let's see what he has to say about it. Probably not much after about 2 minutes, because these videos tend to be about 2 or 3 minutes of like him talking about the topic and giving his opinion, then a sponsored segment, and then fluff for the rest of it to get maximum ad revenue off the video. So we'll probably just end up watching like 4 minutes of this before we get to the sponsor. And then we'll watch him piss in his basement or something. We'll have a bit of a palate cleanser.
Is going on, everyone?
The piss palate cleanser.
This H-1B conversation has gone nuclear. And quite frankly, apparently now, dozens of people who are against H-1B immigration, 85,000 jobs in America per year going to foreigners, jobs like cooks, accountant, real top 0.001% of the jobs.
Well, specifically what they were talking about in this entire drama was Indian H-1B holders coming to America to work in the tech industry. But also the jobs he just listed are specifically the ones that people generally from south of the U.S. border tend to take when they immigrate here. But those aren't H-1B jobs. Like, you wouldn't immigrate here on a work visa to wash dishes or be a chef or like mow lawns or something. Those aren't accurate or apt examples of why people would be here for that type of immigration. But like I don't even think he understands this issue enough to talk about it in a way where anyone who knows the issue can't just immediately see that he hasn't done the bare minimum of reading or research or just being tapped into this topic to know what's going on and what people are talking about. Like, with these grifter types, by the way, something you want to keep an eye out for is their job is to do as little work as possible and to make as much money off of that little work, right? So the quartering's content is very low effort, as you can tell. He does very little research. You're never going to learn anything from a quartering video. Even if you're a conservative who loves the quartering, they're never learning anything from his content. They're there for the catharsis of someone with a large platform repeating what they believe.
They're losing their blue check marks on X. They're losing their monetization. They're losing their subscriber button because they disagree with H-1B's current form. Now, again, do I think H-1Bs can be good? Yes, I agree. The point zero.
Did he say illegal immigrant with H-1B visa? So technically, the majority of illegal immigrants in America are overstaying visas. They came to America legally but stayed illegally and didn't renew their visa, um, and they didn't leave once it expired. But if you have a visa, generally when you say you have one, you mean you have an active, non-expired one, which means you're not an illegal immigrant. You're, by definition, a legal immigrant in America if you have a visa. So once again, like the quartering just doesn't know about this topic. Like he hasn't done the research because his job is to just not do research, to yap and to make money off of that yapping. Because no one that watches like the quartering's content knows enough to correct him.
0.001%, the smartest of the smart, imported to America is a good thing. But that's not 85,000 jobs a year. That's like 500 jobs a year or 100 jobs a year. So
also, the majority of jobs that are taken up by immigrants or people that are not American, or like born in America, are jobs that are considered so low skill, quote unquote, low skill labor. I don't like that term, but that's typically what's used in this discussion, that Americans don't take them. They're particularly jobs that you would never go for unless you did not graduate high school. We're talking the literal ditch digging and like landscaping and shit like that. The kind of stuff that you literally would not pursue as your job unless you had not graduated high school yet or never did. Those are the jobs that immigrants are mostly taking. And believe it or not, there is without immigration, a very, very big, gap, or not gap, what's the term for it? Shortage of labor in those industries without immigration. It will be a big problem if we cut that off. You know what this reminds me of? Oh man, it reminds me of that one cringe clip, but she was so right. The point she was making was right, but the way she said it was so bad. Like, the point that she made here was correct, but the way she says it, oh man.
Trump is a lightning rod.
Here it is.
There are a lot of Latinos here in this country that do agree that the immigration problem is a problem and it does need to be addressed and it does need to be fixed.
Interesting.
But making those comments, those racist comments, do not help.
And if you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that,
No.
you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying that...
She's so right though, because like that labor, that type of labor is considered so undesirable and so low skill and so low like education requirement in America that there is no American-born citizens are not taking the jobs at a high enough rate. You need immigration to fill those positions. They're jobs that need to get done. Like that. Just awful wording, just awful wording. She set herself up there completely, but the point was exactly the one I just made, and it's completely valid. Like, if you're some rich person, there's a good chance that an immigrant is cleaning your toilet, and there's not going to be someone born in America who wants to do that if you get rid of all the immigrants. That is just the reality of the situation. With the statistics and who's taking the jobs, who's filling them, that is the reality. Without these immigrants, the jobs wouldn't be getting taken, and the immigrants are, for the most part, outside of these specific visa holders that are not a very large population, are mostly taking up labor that no one here wants to do. And they weren't doing it. How come these American far-right dipshits are so wrong about immigrants? The like billionaire business owners like Elon, when they do their anti-immigrant rhetoric, were always lying and just trying to polarize people, like to get them like angry and on their side. But Americans, the well-meaning fools that fell for that, they've just been convinced that it's an unfortunate truth that when you bring immigrants to this country, they're taking the jobs that you would actually want. It doesn't help that right now, due to very low unemployment, people who are unemployed are having a really hard time getting a job. There's been a lot of discussion lately about, for those who don't have a job and are job hunting right now, it's really hard to get one. And that's because places have been hiring for a while now, and there are a lot less people unemployed than usual. A lot of slots have been filled up. And so those people are not applying, though, for those low skill labor that we're talking about. They're applying for, like, desirable jobs, you know? Like, even a job at McDonald's is desirable compared to these jobs. And that's where there's a shortage right now. And so Trump and, you know, MAGA in general, really, they've polarized the people who are frustrated they're having a hard time getting a desirable job. They're polarizing them against immigrants and convincing them immigrants are taking those jobs, when in reality, the immigrants are taking the jobs that those people would never in their lives consider working.
So the fact that a lot of these tech right people are saying, well, I couldn't possibly run my business without H-1Bs is baloney sausage. Again, there are good people who are, you know, using the H-1B system correctly, but the fact of the matter is businesses take...
Wait, what do you mean? There are good people who are using the H-1B system correctly? Wait, is he arguing that, like, the H-1B system is corrupt? Is he talking about people who overstay the visas? Like, what is he talking about? The jobs that immigrants are doing was originally filled by slaves and freed black men. Then when slavery was made illegal, it was filled by prisoners, children, and immigrants. Yeah. Yeah, like, this has always been labor that someone has to do, and at one point we made slaves do it. Now we have immigrants do it because they come to America not speaking a lot of English, sometimes not having the best education depending on where they came from, and there's not many opportunities besides that. And so it's an honest living. You got to make money, you got to get by, and they do that work, and the work gets done, and we all get to benefit from that work being done, and we never ever thank the people that make it possible. We demonize them.
Take advantage of them. Like I pointed out this morning, applications for H-1Bs for $20,000 a year cooks, almost a dozen of them from hotel chains. You mean you couldn't find somebody, a line cook? You had to import somebody?
By the way, dude, the quartering looks awful. I'm not the only one that notices, right? Like, he looks fucking awful. Maybe it's just the winter, he hasn't gotten a lot of sun, but dude, he is not looking good.
I don't believe that. You know, and by the way, when you import these people...
You think he's going through a divorce? I've hoped for a while now that we get the, like, quartering divorce arc. There was that one depressed stream he did where he was talking, where he pisses in his basement and he talks about his wife going out to get pizza without him. I'm just like, I'm really gleefully waiting for the quartering divorce arc. I know it's coming. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. I just don't feel like waiting any longer. I'm just waiting for it to hurry up and happen.
People, then they get to bring as many other people as they want in many cases, right? So you're not just importing that one person, you're importing others behind them. It is a much more complex issue than simply good or bad. But the fact that Elon has been, or maybe employees at X, you know, probably not Elon directly, but maybe H-1B employees at X are going out there and flagging down accounts and demonetizing them.
Oh my God. They're going out to protect their own, guys.
Is a really, really bad look. I want to get into all that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access.
There we go. Okay, so that's literally the whole video. Little bit of a tip for quartering videos. This is 100% of the time always the formula. The first 2 or 3 minutes, like I said at the start, are the actual video, and then you get a long-ass sponsored segment that takes up another, like, minute and a half of the video, and then the rest of it is literally just him repeating the same thing and reading a few tweets. He doesn't say anything of value after this point. It's just filling time with, like, reading tweets. Nothing of value at all. Install sponsor block. I don't install sponsor block because I really don't care about, like, having to skip sponsors. It just doesn't bother me. If anything, getting to hear about what, like, products are being sponsored by YouTubers lets me get, like, know what YouTubers are being sponsored by products that are obviously scammy. I like knowing who's doing what. I don't want it to be, like, cut out, because then you don't know. How do you, like, if you have sponsor block, you don't know what YouTubers you watch are sponsored by honey. You know? Like, that could allow YouTubers taking scam sponsors to get away with it because not enough of their audience even knows that they took that sponsor because they use sponsor block. I want to know what sponsors these creators are taking. Zan, what is the best way to counter people who want to argue against immigration but directed at illegals commit crimes? Just point at the actual crime statistics. Illegal immigrants commit per capita far less crime, unless you count the crime of being illegally here. There are obvious reasons why, mostly that if you get arrested, you'll be deported immediately. But illegal immigrants keep their noses cleaner than native-born Americans do, and all the data shows this to be true. I can send a few your way if you would like, Mari Spare. just hit me up in DMs. But it's not hard to find. If you just look up crime statistics, U.S.-born natives versus immigrants, there's no debate about it. The data is just overwhelming in favor of immigrants committing less crime. Illegal immigrants are not coming here and committing crime. The cartels are actually what are doing the crime that are associated with like the border and everything. And these cartels are not just like groups of like ragtag criminals. They are highly organized ex-Mexican and sometimes even U.S. military and border control or border patrol who have like connections to the government and police, very, very well armed and equipped, a lot of money, and are practically their own mini governments in and of themselves. They have the resources to smuggle drugs and people in and out of America and Mexico and south of the border, like through South and Central America. They have unbelievable resources. These are not people who are like hopping a fence and running in with like a bag of coke in their backpack. These are very, very organized and very connected operations, but Americans don't know that. They don't think very highly of the brown people, and so they, in their mind, it's like just ne'er-do-wells coming over the border and bringing crime with them. That is what they imagine, and they're certainly not looking up any statistics. Oh, the quivering pissing in his basement? Thank you for linking it, Cleaver120.
You never know.
This is why I think the divorce arc is just inevitable at this point.
You never know.
Oh, wait, so we can hear the pissing? I gotta make sure to volume boost the fuck out of this for you guys. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
You never know. Maybe I'm gonna pee in my trash can down here. I don't know. My wife...
Oh, wait, no, it does include it. Okay.
Maybe I'm gonna pee in my trash can down here. I don't know. My wife went out for pizza without me, and I'm angry about it. So I'm gonna win this round, and I'm gonna pee. If I don't win this round, I'm gonna pee in my own basement. What do we think about that? I don't have a bathroom down here. Oh, we made it! I was ready to pee my pants.
If you can't tell, by the way, he's really drunk here. He's really drunk here. Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers, The Quartering. Go down the list. Fucking not Act Man. What's his name? Andy Pants Gaming. All these people, you'll notice they slur their speech a lot in their videos. And you may assume this is just because a lot of them are like neckbeard, like fat basement dwellers. And that's partially true. But a lot of them slur their speech because they're big-time alcoholics. A lot of them are just constantly drunk. They're drunk while recording. They're drunk while streaming. And if they're not drunk, then they look like how like the Quartering looked in the video we just covered, where he looks like he's turning into the Crypt Keeper. You know, like he's going in a bad way. A lot of these people are just like shamelessly like sad alcoholics, like middle-aged men drinking themselves to death in front of the internet, and no one really calls it out because they're wealthy and successful. I guess it's only sad to drink yourself to death if you're not wealthy and successful. If you've got like money and people like you, then no one really cares how much of a loser you are. But if you don't have those two things and you do stuff like that, then people will call you out for it, believe me.
I don't have a toilet down here. All I have is a drain in the floor. I feel like we're going to have to use it, though. I feel like we're going to have to use it. I gotta pee so bad. 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 I'll never survive this round. I'm not going to survive this round. I gotta pee so bad. Woo! Oh, I'm almost about to pee my pants. I gotta pee so bad. I gotta pee so bad. I want to lose so I can pee, but I don't want to lose. But I have to pee so bad. I have to pee so bad.
He's very drunk. He's past buzzed.
Don't you dare talk about water. Come on!
It'd be
I
way
feel so
funnier if
bad.
he was like,
You guys
if
don't
he
even
got into
know.
the final round, yeah. It'd be way funnier if he gets to the final round here and he just has to hold it forever.
The P. I don't even know what to say. Don't talk about water. Don't talk about water. Don't talk about it. Don't talk
Yeah,
about
this
it.
is a pretty good.
Don't talk about it. I made the final round. Somebody else
This is a pretty good anti-drinking PSA, to be honest. You're not wrong.
me 10 subs. Somebody else me 10 subs. I made it to the final round. I have to be so bad though. It's hard to describe how angry my bladder is. You guys don't know. It's gonna explode. My bladder's gonna blow.
Go piss, bro. Is the game that important? It's
Nobody's
Fall
been
Guys.
eliminated
Come on.
either. Get up! Get up! No!
Alright, now listen. Listen. Shh. Listen. If you listen hard enough, you can just hear the ever so slight telltale sound of the tinkle. Ever so slight. Man, you know what really pisses me off the most about this video? Who here knows what that is? Who knows what this is? That is a very rare artifact. A legendary artifact of gaming history right there. That is one of the very few encased in acrylic and displayed and framed in a in like gold as well. Not a GPU or a CPU or any PC part outside of that is one of the original servers for vanilla World of Warcraft. Back in the day, they had like a cabinet of those things, and every one of those was a WoW server during vanilla. And eventually Blizzard put them into these like nice little cases, like that acrylic thing you see there, and they auctioned them off for like hundreds of thousands or something, or tens of thousands, like a lot of money. And the Quartering, because he has so much money, was able to buy one of the few extremely rare original servers that hosted the WoW servers back in vanilla in 2004. He, with his like Jabba the Hutt wealth, has hoarded it as like his Han Solo carbonite artifact that he keeps hung on his wall. It's been tarnished, man. It's so sad. It makes me so upset. He's so wealthy that he was able to buy this thing at auction. He outbid millionaires for this thing. He is also a business owner. He used his wealth from YouTube to start a coffee company. He's a multi-millionaire, the Quartering, for sure. He could quit YouTube today and retire a millionaire. So yeah, he's extremely wealthy, for those that did not know. Very, like, that's what's so frustrating, I guess, about the right-wing grift for me. I don't know, maybe, it's definitely jealousy. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm not jealous. I'm jealous, for sure, like a billion percent. But, like, seeing these disingenuous loser neckbeards achieve unimaginable success by being such objective failures as human beings because the internet allows like losers to support other losers, and like the losers are having their Revenge of the Nerds takeover online, that you have people like the Quartering who can become multimillionaires while being total. And I guess Elon Musk is proof that you could do that before the internet, but now it's like we've got a million Elon Musks. I don't know. It's just frustrating stuff. It's good to see that It's all starting to fall apart, though. That's what makes me happy. It all does seem to be starting to fall apart, and Trump being in office is not going to help their case. You know, it's just going to be every problem we have in this country. Who is there going to be to blame it on but Trump and the Republicans, especially with how much power they're about to hold? There's not going to be any Democrats in power to blame. Anyway, if y'all enjoyed this video, if you found it enjoyable, entertaining, or educational, then please consider leaving a like. Every single thumbs up and comment really does go a long way to boost my channel substantially in the algorithm and really does help a lot. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, it's totally free. Thank you a lot to everyone who does that. You really mean the most. Subscribe to the bell icon if you haven't already to turn on all notifications so that YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video. They won't if you don't, as always. Make sure you gotta turn that on. Gotta turn on that bell. And of course, if you haven't already and you want to see more from me, follow my social medias, linked down below in the description. Especially, of course, my Blue Sky and my fan Discord. Every Friday, once a week, I host game events, call-in streams, and/or watch parties in my Discord. In fact, tonight, I'm going to be hosting a watch party of Arcane in my Discord, so I hope to see you guys there. And I hope to see you guys, like, just in the Discord in general. But I also hope to see you guys at the watch party, too. And of course, finally, if you want to support me directly, financially, you can afford it and you feel like it, and you want to help me keep the lights on and a roof above my head here at the Xander Hall studio, then please consider donating, subscribing, gifting a sub, or supporting me financially through my website, xanderhall.com/live, or supporting me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, StreamElements, Patreon, or buying merch through the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me, though, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.